Hey guys, welcome back. As you guys already might have heard, the code interpreter plugin is live for most ChatGPT plus users and it's going to be available for rest of them very soon. So let's look at what this code interpreter plugin is. And there's also a talk that this might ease your data science workflows. If you are working on data engineering or building supervised machine learning models. So let's look at some sample data set. So for this, you would also need an account with Kaggle. I will provide you the link to this data set. So I'm using some LinkedIn job data set here, which basically talks about some 7,000 rows and 15 columns. And these are some of the columns. So let's look at what this can do. And I will provide you this URL. You just have to download this CSV. So yeah, if you go, you can just download this data here. So just download this data and let's look at what we can do and how code interpreter can be enabled. So in your ChatGPT, go to settings. In beta features, you should see code interpreter showing up now. So just click on it. This is an alpha plugin. It is not a regular plugin. It is an alpha plugin. So if you remember in the previous video, we discussed web browser plugin, which is now currently being stopped by ChatGPT. But the other alpha plugin which ChatGPT initially talked about was the code interpreter plugin. So we are going to look at what initially you can do with this. Then we are going to look at all the use cases, what code interpreter plugin can do. So I've installed this plugin. I've enabled it. So you should see a button here, upload a file. And if you have downloaded this, so you should get something like an archive file in your downloads. So you have to go to archive and extract file to any location of your choice. I have extracted here and I'm uploading my CSV file from this. So I've uploaded the CSV. So the first question I want I'm going to ask code interpreter is, hey, I don't know what the contents of this file are. Can you explain it to me so that I can decide what I can do with this data? So as you can see, if you guys have used data science, pandas is the data, the Python library, which is used to load data from any CSV file. And they are doing the read CSV, which is our input file. And then it's doing a head, which displays the first 10 lines of it. And it got the data fields, which we have in our file, which is job ID, job location, company ID, company name, work type, and some of the other fields, number of employees, number of application, posted day, alum, hiring person, LinkedIn followers, and all the other data that potentially a company might use, right? So all this data are available here. And after that, I would be interested in asking, what trends does this data set indicate? So, okay, the input data looks good, but tell me what can I infer from this data, right? So it talks about the most common job titles. So EDA, which is exploratory data analysis, and PCA, there are various machine learning terms. We are going to look at it in the series. But previously you had to read a lot of literature. You need to know how to clean data and all this stuff. Now this plugin can do the work for you. So if you are already in this, it's going to make your life easier. But if you are someone new trying to explore it, it also helps you to do it. So basically, let's look at it. The most common job titles, the distribution of remote versus on-site jobs, the iterations, the locations with the most active job postings, the companies with the most job postings, the distribution of the company sites, the distribution of number of applications per job, the most common industries, and the distribution of the job postings. So if you want to do it yourself, you can get the code what was done here. And you can take the input file, try this out, you will get the same output, what you are seeing here. So let's open this file in a new image. Okay, so let me open this for you so that it's much more visible. Okay, so let me zoom in so that you can see it better. So this talks about lead Java engineer, data engineer. So it's basically the first data point. It shows about the top 10 job titles, and the work type is on-site, remote, and hybrid. So on-site seems to be the most popular or the flavor of the season at the moment. And location, so Bangalore, and it says India, so yeah, probably they haven't specified the exact location there. Hyderabad, Chennai, and the other locations here. Yeah, and similarly, if you search Kaggle, you should find similar data sets for your country, or if you are organizing events, or if you are a phone network, want to research some data. All these data points or data sets are available for you. You just need to search it, and that data would be available to you. I just took the easier one just for the purpose of understanding. And the third one is the top 10 job locations. So it's Bangalore and the other places here. And the last one is top 10 companies with job postings. So EPAM Anywhere seems to be the number one by a very large margin. Then there is TCS and various other companies you might be familiar with or you might not be familiar with. And here it's giving you a decent explanation of what each one of them are. And let me also ask, visualize the input data uploaded to help me decide possibilities with trends. So let's see what this is gonna do. And if you work in a bank, whether to approve loan or other stuff, I don't know. Is it safe to upload your data in here? But I've also seen ChatGPT business works on your private data. I know some of the organizations already have it and they should work on it. So this is now giving a company size. So what's the number of employees in each of those company? And similarly, it's looking at variety of the other data. And if you're wondering how you got it, you just need to write with pandas, write some specific filters to get the data they are using it to plot. And basically here are what I propose. Replace minute 0 with assuming indicate. So this is what we talk about data cleanup or normalizing that data. So if you have done a machine learning project, you would understand this. If not, I will walk you through a series where I will be doing the scikit machine learning models manually on a Jupyter notebook, and I'll also show you how easy is it to use ChatGPT code interpreter plugin to do a similar job. So once we are done with this, next one I'm interested in, can you create a summary of data? I think we are done with this. This is exactly what we asked. And the next one I'm interested in, are there any outliers in this data? When I say outliers, so generally when we train a model, we don't want to overfit or underfit the model. So we have to use the right mix of data for our model to perform well in various scenario. Or else if we are playing with a specific customer data, then our model will overfit that model. Or if we do not have a good representation of the input data, then our model underfits that data. Then it might work for one customer when it overfits. It will not work for anyone when it underfits. So that's why we have to look at it. So it's also showing the number of applications here. It appears contains the value in seconds, which we haven't accounted for. Let me modify let it modify here. We'll replace seconds with 0. Assuming this indicates the job was posted very recently and has received very few applications. And yeah, it's looking at, it appears posted a day ago, column contains non-string values, which is causing an error, which we tried to split. This might be due to NaN. Let's handle it by adding a check to ensure we are only trying to split string. So these are all the data cleanup we do it when we look at certain fields, right? So we have to assign what is the default value, what is the default value. So when we are basically doing it with number of applications, even though application is yet to be posted or newly posted, if we don't have anything, we initialize it to 0, or and then we use that as a range to normalize that data. So when we train our data, so our range looks realistic. So that's what it's talking about here. And the last one I wanted to do was, so let's assume you got some data for your project and you want to submit a presentation for your college project, or if you are in office, or if you are doing some academic research, you need a presentation. So I'm just asking it, can you create a summary of data and inference to be added to an office presentation for this data? And it does the job for you. So yeah, this could be healthcare research, this could be some scientific journal you are writing, or you're trying to compare, benchmark some HPC data or anything you're working on. So this makes your life a lot easier, and that's it. So that's all I wanted to show you in Code Interpreter plugin. This is my first view. I'm going to play around with this more, and I'll show you, like as we discuss, different use cases from traditional way of doing machine learning versus how ChatGPT makes your life easier. If you haven't worked in data science, you should check out this series. If you already know, it still works out for you, how your life and how your life would be a lot easier and your productivity will be enhanced with this. And thank you for joining. I hope this helps. That's all.